Hey y'all, it's Makayla. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I sure hope you consider subscribing. Today's video is something a little different and I'm super excited for it. I'm going to be answering y'all's questions that you asked me over on Instagram. You guys should follow me over on there, makaylabwrites. Turn on notifications on my stories. That's where I am most active and so you don't miss out on anything, especially giveaways. But anyways, I am going to be doing a Q&A and a get ready with me. So I'm answering all your questions that you asked me. Yeah, every single one of them, especially one that might get me in trouble, and so might be the talk for the next month or two. But if you guys want to see me answer y'all's questions and put some makeup on this face, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to answer the questions and I'm going to try to put my makeup details in the description box, so I'm not going to really talk too much about the makeup that I'm using, especially since, like, you guys know me, I have been using the same makeup for a little while now. So the first question I thought would be appropriate to answer this one first. It says, the reason for your flawless skin. I just dropped my brush. That's what that noise was. But I thought that was super sweet of you. Like, you think this is flawless skin? I mean, I guess it could be worse, but I really think that's nice of you to ask me that and really think that of me. But to tell you the truth, have not really stuck to a skincare routine like consistently, but every now and again I will do my skincare, but it has been the same skincare for a few years now. So I think I do have a skincare routine video, so I will try to link that in the description box, and if it's not linked anywhere, you can reach out to me on Instagram and I will get you all those details. But yeah, my skincare routine is very affordable because I know skincare is one thing that you can really splurge out on and it'll probably pay off in the end, but you know, it's hard out here for a pimp, okay? Especially, you know, with prices going up too, so these things that used to be really cheap are kind of getting expensive. So my skincare, I think, is pretty affordable, that I think both if you have it and you really don't have it, this will be a good skincare. And I also want to try out the Stay at K skincare brand because I follow them over on Instagram. The next question that I got, I thought was also a really good question. It was favorite self-care items. Now, I thought it was a good question because I am always like, treat yourself, you know, but I really have not really purchased anything just for me to like self-care-ish, you know. But some things that I do want to try is the Sol de Janeiro, the sprays. I have tried their Bum Bum cream. It smells so good. I remember when that was like so popular, so I do recommend that. But I want to try that spray. I love some facial spray. So like the Refresh Mist, any kind of Refresh Mist, I think is the perfect self-care item for anyone. Looking at my notes when I was prepping for this video a few days ago, and I saw that I put down my Comfy and a scalp massager. So I want to include those for the self-care items. If you don't have a Comfy, it is a blanket hoodie. You guys remember those old school commercials showcasing it? I miss old school commercials, by the way. Bring back old school commercials. And also a scalp massager. I'll tell you, the first time that I got a scalp massager, I had two of them. One I bought myself from Dollar Tree. That's when it was actually $1 at Dollar Tree, not $1.25. I remember coming home, it was like midnight, and I took that scalp massager to my scalp, and I was like, oh my goodness, this was the best $1 purchase. So if you don't have a scalp massager, definitely treat yourself and get yourself a scalp massager, because who doesn't love getting like their scalp massaged? This next question that I got, I love all the questions that I got answered. But this next question, it says, advice to someone who wants to become an influencer. You consider me an influencer? I love that. High school, like freshman year, Makayla would really appreciate that, like getting asked that question. That's really sweet of you, so thank you. Really, just be yourself. I know a lot of people say that all the time, but if I'm giving you some real honest advice, be yourself, because there's no one else like you, and God made you for a reason. You are unique in your own way, and I love that everyone is unique in their own way. I love that we have similarities, and I love that we have differences. I will tell you one person I think that I'm very different from, but I wouldn't have traded him for anything, being an educator. My religion professor, different in his own way, I'll tell you. You could tell from the first day that you met him, but I wouldn't have traded him for a different religion professor. He made me very comfortable in that class. He's just being himself. And I was not expecting a religion professor to let out a cuss word every now and again. He let out a cuss word. And I love that about teachers, though, I'll tell you, because I know that they're human, and it just kind of makes them seem more relatable. I think that's why a lot of people follow people, because they're unique in their own way. Like, of course you can follow the trends and have fun with that, but just always be true to yourself. I also want to add on to that I saw in my notes that even if you think that there's people like not supporting you, you'd really be surprised that there are people out there watching you. People you never know that you are inspiring. And just be consistent. Really, the consistency is key in life, and I'll tell you that. But it's really one of those things that you have to be consistent on with being somewhat an influencer. So if you want to be whatever you want to be, you got to be consistent with it, and it will pay off in the end. Because I got to tell you, I posted cringy videos since 2017, really, that's public. And some of those videos are having advertisements on there. And back then I thought that was such a level of success. Like, oh my gosh, my videos have advertisements on them. And so I just get shocked every now seeing some of them that have ads on them. So I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers if we aren't there already. But yeah, just don't be discouraged. And I always say back then, your hater is your biggest motivator. I would say that all the time. Who's been with me that long, who remembers me saying that all the time? Haters are your biggest motivators. Keep it that way. Be humble, stay consistent, and remain true to yourself. I have to appreciate this eye moment because I wasn't going for anything bold like this, but it just came together. I just love this palette. The next question was, did you go to college? And if so, what did you go for? I am currently in college. When I return, I will be a sophomore, which is crazy. I am currently majoring in business administration. I knew I wanted to go major in business after, I say this all the time, everyone should know this by now, taking personal finance. In the class, we had to take a career cluster quiz. And for my career cluster quiz, I scored the highest for business administration and management. And ever since then, that was like a key in my head. Oh my gosh, that's what I want to go for. So ever since then, junior year of high school, I have been set on business administration. And even when I was discouraged, my senior year of high school, we had a recruiter for the Army come in, and he asked what I was majoring in. I said I was majoring in administration, and he was like, why do you want to go to school to become a secretary? And I was like so discouraged that day. So my ring light just died, but I'm going to continue this video, and I got to tell what I was going to say. But I just want to tell you, like, even if you get discouraged, still go for it, because, you know, what God has for you, it's for you, you know. Whenever I was little, I was secretary of like all the groups. I was always the one who had the pen and paper, who kept everything organized for groups and stuff. So I've always been that type of person. And, you know, a secretary to me isn't that bad, especially if you get on different levels of secretary, you know, so you got to treat the people with the same respect, whether they are the janitor or the CEO. And so, yeah, I'm going for administration. That's what I definitely want to get, like, a bachelor's in, because it's like a nice basic degree. And so even though I felt discouraged my senior year, I just kind of feel more confident now. And I'm excited to take those business classes, because now that I'm a sophomore and I got a lot of my general education classes out of the way, I can take more business classes. Okay, so since my ring light died, I got to use my living room light. But the next question that I got was my favorite memory with my friends. And I just have to say, all of my memories with any of my friends, like any stage of life, I'm just thankful for. The one that just comes to mind is my senior year. We were actually, I believe it was a Friday, and my friend, we actually went on a little walk, like a hot girl walk. And we met up with her sister and her sister's friends, and they had a little animal. It will remain nameless. And yeah, I wasn't touching that thing. I was like, what the heck's going on? But they were like, this is so cute. And we went on a walk to my other friend's house, who wasn't that far away from actually where we were at. And she was outside sitting, so we sat with her. Then we ended up going to our Mexican restaurant, our local Mexican restaurant. And we were cracking up at just the silliest of things, and just really had a fun time. And then we went to my friend's house that I went on a walk with. And I won't discuss everything that happened, but I will say what I got out of that was I was dancing to Michael Jackson's The Experience. If you guys remember that Wii game, I danced to Ghost. And so since then, they love that song Ghost by Michael Jackson. And I also got a video that I was doing of me reenacting. It was helpful for public speaking. I actually used that for one of my speeches. So it was pretty embarrassing, but it helped me out on my speech very vividly. So this next question is a fun question. It says, if you were a dessert, what would it be and why? And I love this because the person who asked the question too, it makes it even better. But that's just a really good question to me. But when I was taking my notes, what I said I would be, it was so funny. And I said I would be a brookie, which is a brownie and a chocolate chip cookie mixed. And I love those. It's so good, but it takes forever to cook. Because I remember my brother would get it, like, he had like a phase where he was getting that all the time. And I'm trying to think what I said in the notes. I would say that I'm a brookie, the chocolate chip cookie and brownie mixed together. The dessert just so happens to be brown. It's sweet, which I can be once you get to know me, but if you cook it too long, it can be hard, like me getting fed up at times, although it's hard to mess it up, but still enjoyable. So the next time you eat one of those, think of your sweet friend, Makayla. I don't know what I was thinking that day. This next question is a very hard question for me to answer. It says, what's your favorite movie of all time? Now, I am a lover of older things. I remember in my freshman year, public speaking, that's what I said. I like introduced my speech that way, I believe. But I am a lover of old things, like older music, older men interests, and we'll keep it at that. It's really hard because I love a variety of movies. Like I love a lot of Disney movies. I like a lot of 90s movies, black movies, just comedy movies. There's lots of things like that comes to mind. The whole Friday franchise. I like the Scream franchise for horror, Final Destination for somewhat horror. I love Tyler Perry movies because they're iconic to me. I like the older Tyler Perry movies. I love Quentin Tarantino films. How can you just limit me to one movie? I love lots of different movies. I need to figure out if I can bleep some names out. Of course, my friend, the specific friend, asked me this question and she says, how's it going with... Yeah. So it's an inside joke and I live in a small town. So like if you put the pieces together, you're gonna figure it out. I'll actually tell you, the last time that I saw that individual was at my classmate's homegoing celebration. So I haven't seen him since then. If he saw me crying, he was probably like, wow, I didn't think that individual could cry, but yeah. So I think you've seen him more than I have. Of course, I had to end it with this question. This question is, what motivates you to get up every single day? And oh my goodness. But first and foremost, I have to say God. You know, I wouldn't be able to wake up every single day if it wasn't for him. I start my day out with devotion just from the Bible app on my phone. It motivates me. Just getting to thank God for letting me see another day. Just looking forward to, you know, I don't know what this day is going to bring, but I know the Lord has made this day, you know, and so I will rejoice and be glad in it. What motivates me to get up every single day? That I have a future that was promised to me and I still have a future dream to live. So what motivates me? The future, hope. I guess I can leave it with that, the future and hope. And that is going to conclude today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you aren't already. I would love for you to join the fam. Thank you to everyone who asked me a question over on Instagram. So if you don't follow me over there, make sure you do follow me and turn on notifications because I'm most active on stories. If you guys have any video requests or really any social media requests that you want to see me do some kind of content, let me know down in the comments or reach out to me over on Instagram and my DMs. Always wanting to create the content that you guys want to see. I just want to say thank you guys for just being so supportive. If you've been with me today, yesterday, years, last month, whatever, just thank you so much. My food is here. So on that note, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.